Hi, this is Linda, and this is episode 6 of Escaping My Fairy Tale. Today, I want to talk about my reflection, who I am, who I was. There was a time during my marriage where I finally looked in the mirror and didn't even feel like I recognized myself. I had worked so hard on being everything he wanted me to be, being a reflection, basically, of him, because I so desperately wanted to please him, because I knew the outcome, if I didn't, was unpleasant. And so whatever I saw in him, whatever I thought he wanted or needed, that's what I became. And over the years, slowly, I began to disappear. I lost who I was. When I was in high school, I was crazy. I loved it. I had so many friends. I was so outgoing. I always had people around me. I loved to laugh. I'm musical, so I was always performing and loved to laugh and talk. And through the years, and after this 5 years, during the divorce proceedings, I have been lost in isolation and depression and anxiety. And I believe it happened slowly, but it happened over the past 37 years, slowly. And the Linda that God created me to be was lost. And so in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about this and how I began to look in the mirror and almost see my husband or nothing at all. And how through this journey, God is beginning to show me who I am and what He has planned for my life. Because the pain that I have endured, I believe God has used for healing. Without the pain, without the screaming in your body and in your heart, you're not going to make any changes. And so I believe God used that, and I believe it broke His heart as He saw me hurting. But I want to talk about how God is beginning to show me who I am and that He has good things planned for me. And I believe for you too. I'm so glad you came back.
Every fairy tale begins with promises, a castle, a prince, a story that was meant to last forever. I believed in that dream. I built my life around it. But the story I was living was not the story I was writing. Behind the pages, betrayal was being written in secret ink. My fairy tale went up in flames. The walls I thought would protect me crumbled, stone by stone, until I stood in the wreckage of everything I thought was real. But in the ruins, I lifted my eyes, and there I saw the lion, the presence of God, waiting to lead me out of the ashes and into His truth. This is Escaping My Fairy Tale. Welcome to my story, and maybe to yours. There's a section from my book that reads, I used to stand in front of the mirror and not recognize myself. I had learned to smile the way He liked, to speak the way He approved, to think the way He believed was holy. But somewhere along the way, my reflection cracked. The person staring back wasn't me anymore. And when the mirror finally shattered, I realized something holy was trying to break through the glass. My true self, the one God made in His image, not my husband's. That's what abuse does. It convinces you that submission is love, that silence is peace, that compliance is godliness. But what it really does is erase your God-given identity. I had become the reflection of a man who couldn't love me, and in doing so, I stopped reflecting the one who made me.
You might look in the mirror and feel confused at what you're seeing, and it's because what's being reflected is not the truth. It's the lies that you have been told, the lies that you have believed, because your reflection to our Lord is a child of God, and He restores what was shattered. And even if your mirror is cracked, you are still beautiful. I am so glad that you came back, and I think it's Wookie's turn to kind of be on video here. It's just always one of the animals. I'm really glad. I'm super glad that you came back, and I hope you'll stay with me, because this is a really hard journey of agony to healing. I hope you stay with me so that we can walk through these castle walls together. See you next time.